Hi there, welcome to this week's VTuber Q&A session. Today we're looking at something really silly, but really basic and essential skills. So today we're mainly looking at how to add blend shapes to your custom characters. I am using this really weird character that's not rigged properly on Nicki Minaj. It's her Call of Duty character that I found on someone's Patreon, and I got to download it. And I had to add all the blend shapes myself. So today is a bit of an exercise to kind of look at just facial blend shapes. Please ignore the body skeleton. And really looking at how to rig custom characters like these. So as an example, we're gonna start with the Mixamo characters, because I know that a lot of you use Mixamo, and sometimes the Mixamo body rigged characters don't come with facial blend shapes. So I'll be introducing some plugins that I use, and hopefully this will be really helpful for those of you just starting to get on custom characters, so on and so forth. So now I'm going to switch to another project, and we're going to download a Mixamo file. So starting with Mixamo, we're going to look at we're going to download some of these characters with animations that might not have blend shapes set up. I've always used Amy because I find her character really easy to use. I guess another little tip is that for blend shapes to work perfectly, a lot of these models have to be modeled well and have great topology before we move from Blender to Unreal. So a lot of the creation of 3D assets are done within Blender. In this case, I think it might be good to go for a character that's perhaps more photorealistic. So we're gonna go with maybe this character. Don't know. Possibly. What is Drake? It's quite mad. Might end up using. This character might be hard to rig, but interesting. Why not? Let's go for it. I don't know how it looked like though. Maybe something with textures. Let's go for a wild character. Maybe Morak or Ortiz. Let's have a look. This might be fine. This might be fine. We'll give it a go, but I reckon it will take some work. So today we're just going to walk through some of the workflows that I use for this Nicki Minaj model, and we're going to have a look at the plugins involved. So for the past few years when I was working as a technical artist, I've been using AutoRig Pro a lot, and because I was working in the kind of like digital fashion realm almost, so I was rigging a lot of clothes, and it was really hard to do. It was really hard to do patiently, but gradually I kind of got used to kind of hand weight painting a lot of things, but I've actually also heavily relied on plugins like these. AutoRig Pro is a great piece of plugin that I've had for years. I use this alongside a it's something called diffuse heat blender. So it's voxel heat diffuse skinning. I've also seen this for a few years. and have been using it, and it's been one of the most reliable kind of Blender add-ons I've had. I haven't really looked around for other ones. I just know that this one works. So today I'm going to show you how I use both of them. And let me just download this character. So we've got character 43. Okay, let's give it a go and see if it works. If it doesn't, then we'll go for another character, but it should work quite seamlessly. So I'm just starting up Blender now on my other window. It should come up. Yeah, perfect. So just going to move this over here and delete everything. And I'm going to import the FBX. I'm going to look for CH43, character 43, non-PBR. Great. So that should come up now. So today I'm not really going through things like how to install this plugin, but I'm assuming that you already know how. If you make a purchase or you found the plugin somewhere, you can always install the zip, and then going into Blender, what I usually do is I go to File, Preferences, and I just install the zip file, and it will immediately add this module in. I'm not really sure why it's not responding, because I'm not really running a lot of processes on my computer, but I guess the computer is slowly aging. So first I'm going to go with material view to get a good view of the character. It's great that the character has got a face, and I'm just going to go on edit mode to look at its proper topology. So from the look of it, it's modeled really well and has distinct features that I can do blend shapes on, and it already comes with an armature, so that's perfectly fine. So if you can, so I'm just going to show you quickly, if you go to Edit, Preferences, and you've got a zip file from Blender Market or something, you can always click Install and click on the zip file. And if you already have it installed, then the plugin is called AutoRig Pro. You can kind of look at these special settings. I've kind of left it as default. But what we really need to do is just to kind of create usually you can create an armature, so you can go with human and then add something else. Another plugin I've been using a lot, especially for face rigging, is the FaceIt. Plugin. I guess over the years I've kind of bought quite a few that I've just stuck along with, and they've been really helpful. Maybe for today we're going to go through FaceIt first, and then also go through ARP later. So what we need to do is to kind of register face objects, and because it's all in the same object now, I'll choose the one. Then we'll be using an existing rig, but we won't be using an existing face rig. So I'll be creating a new face rig and then apply it back to our old rig. So for now, I'm going to click on, I actually use my L key a lot for link to select link stuff, but today I think we're going to go for face, and I saw that Mixamo creates the head, creates a head vertex group that we can use immediately for face. I'm guessing we can just use this as the main and apply it to the main. If it's more than one surface, let me see what's the best way. So maybe go for I guess we can select it like so. Let me see, trying to think of a good way to select the face. I'm gonna go for maybe wireframe. Make sure the selection is nice. And I'm guessing that's a pretty fine selection. There really isn't, yeah, I think that's fine. So I'm just gonna go for that. And I need to deselect these. So Shift L and hit assign. Oh, okay, just a second. So I'm gonna do head again. Select head, and I'm gonna control Shift L these. So I'm gonna go for main. Perfect, it's set up perfectly. And this is the right eye and this is the left eye. So I'm gonna do, let me see what's prompting. Right eye is this one. So right eye, I'm gonna go for material preview again, gonna go for right eye. And then left eye. For tongue, I don't actually know if it's got tongue. Let's go in and see. There's no tongue or anything, so might not need that. Maybe don't really need eyelashes, but we might be able to do eye shells as one of it. So might do something like this one. Select inside, select similar area, select similar. Select. Okay, what should I do? Select. You can do edge and then trying to think of what's the best way to. I've forgotten all my similar sharpness. Great. So these would be the tear lines and eye shells. I imagine we can go for these. And we can select what we can select faces that are inside. Loop inner region. Select all sharpness. Okay, I've done it in such a long way, but just to be accurate, I'm hoping these would be the tear lines. Facial hair includes brows, so I'm going to do these brows, Facial hair, we don't really need them, and we don't need anything rigid as well, so that's really it. We're gonna go to the rig side and let's see, what do we need to do? What's missing? That's about right. Good, that's all fine. I guess there's no tongue, so we can't really do stuff like that. We've got eyelashes, we've got brows, that's all fine. So we just need to find something for the tongue. For the purpose of it, we're just gonna, we could do something, but it won't be very nice, I think. I'm just gonna do something random, going for somewhere a bit, might be a bit weird, but yeah, I'm just gonna show you some, I'm just gonna select somewhere random to see if that's the problem. I'm gonna do random parts of this face. So now I know that this plugin requires a model that has tongue and teeth. Okay, and rigid. Not really anything that needs to be rigid though. Oh, I see. So I don't even need these. I'm just going to remove them. Don't need don't need any of those. I'm just going to generate landmarks. Going to align the chin, align the eyes, and align the face. So this works quite in a lot of symmetry. So you can basically just move these around on the right side, and the left side will kind of adjust on its own. Cute. So that's about done. Might resize the face a little. And that's about it. So I'm gonna then project landmarks so we can access the side of the face. And for a mouth, let's have a look. Yeah, it's projected right. The nose is all right. And I think we should then try to go for it. So I'm gonna generate a FaceIt rig. I'm gonna bind this to the character. This will take some time. It shouldn't take too long. And now we can check that it has the FaceIt rig and also these definitions for vertex group. That's great. And we're going to load ARKit expressions in the next tab. And now we can see it's kind of roughly done a lot of the it's roughly done a lot of the rigging. It's not perfect, and there are many ways to refine them. I think for the purpose of today's tutorial, looking at LiveLink in Unreal Engine, this will have to do. Doesn't really open the mouth, but we can split that later. So there's some manual work to do. Maybe this isn't the best kind of example, but this will do for now. So I'm going to reset its expressions. We can change some things like this, where we adjust the range. So we can do 0.5 on this, maybe 0.8 for blinking. I mean, it doesn't really matter. I'm going 1.2. Yeah, it doesn't really matter too much. So let's go bake these shape keys. I'm going to bake it to our armature. And you can see that everything's kind of semi-rigged. Oh, there are some issues here, but it's all fine. So for today, this will have to do, but it's all fine. Reset. And once this is ready, I'm going to click on Basis again, and I'm going to click on Basis and just export this character. Because it's already baked in shape keys. So I normally just go for the normal FBX. I'm going to name this character 43, I think, and make sure that path mode is copy, going for Y forward, Z up, and usually I go for a lower scale as well, but today I'm just going to do smoothing face and then armature, make sure to not add leaf bones. I'm going to export, and I'm going to make sure that apply modifiers is not checked because we want the morph targets shape keys to be imported. So that's it. Now I'm going to open up my VTuber tutorial. Nice. So it should be open now. I'm going to drag this in to characters. I'm just going to drag this in here as a test. I'm going to find it in my downloads folder. And hopefully when I drag it in, it's not going to crash because my computer has a habit of crashing my skeletal meshes. I'm going to even generate a new skeleton to make sure that's we start from a new kind of set of workflow. I'm going to import this. Please don't crash. Okay, nice. It's all working fine. And we're going to just drag this character in. So as you can see, we've got a character over here that its eye material isn't set up properly. But what we need for this character really is from its skeleton, we will need to create an animation blueprint. So we're going to do that. I'm going to create a character 43 skeletal animation blueprint. And I'm gonna go for a LiveLink. I'm gonna go for LiveLink pose here. And I'm gonna also open up LiveLink on my iPhone. I'm gonna have to restart that. Make sure that's up. And I'm gonna go for evaluate LiveLink frame on the event graph. So 2 nodes here. In anim graph, we're gonna add the LiveLink pose, and on event graph, we're gonna add the evaluate LiveLink frame. I'm gonna choose the subject as iPhone, and I think basic roles should be fine. And now you can see the character is rigs. Obviously, it's not perfect. A lot of the work has to be done inside Blender, but you can kind of see that it works. You can see the kind of mouth shapes really trying to be a mouth without having a split open thing. And the materials also aren't set right, so lots of room for improvement in terms of the Blender side of things. But in terms of linking that to Unreal, that's super easy. But yeah, this hopefully is a really short and sweet tutorial. And for just going to click back to the details, we're going to update animation in editor as well to make sure that we can see that this is working. And we need to click on the skeletal mesh and assign the animation blueprint. And now it's working here. It looks even weirder on in this video. But yeah, that's pretty much it. But thanks so much for joining in for this quick but clumsy tutorial. But yeah, thanks so much for tuning in.